going to get this out because I got to step out for a minute. I'll still listen in the background, but I'll be unable to speak due to the enormous amount of background noise. But nonetheless, Brenda, are there things that you do not accept? Like, for example, if a 20-year-old identifies as a senior citizen, or a non-veteran identifying as a veteran, is there things that you will not accept?
Yeah, I would say that those are in error. Yeah, those people are mistaken.
You have no consistency there. You have no basis.
No, and I am consistent. I think I am being consistent. Right. So I'm not claiming. I'm claiming that I was born male. I identify as female, and I've had the appropriate treatment.
Wrongly.
No, that's not possible.
Yeah, it's not possible according to the definition. And look, if we grant the definition, you're absolutely correct and consistent. And guess what? If we granted that definition, that's completely fine. If there's a distinction between gender and sex, you are correct. Right?
Yeah,
That's precisely why we deny unequivocally that there is any such distinction between gender and sex.
That's fine. You're just rejecting science. You're just rejecting science, and you can do that.
No, you're not rejecting science. That's why. Yes, it does. That's why. When Brenda says rejecting science, right, she's appealing to science as being an empirical authority on this issue, right? That's precisely what it is.
Right? That's right. So you have any reason to reject evidence?
Can't hear two people talking.
Do you have any reason to say that we shouldn't trust what's public?
Yes.
What's that? So you're saying that you should forget the evidence and not use it?
No, I know. We're bringing into dispute the evidence.
So what's your evidence against their evidence?
Yeah, precisely that. Is that psyche is that it's just common philosophical sense that one psyche, one self, or rational being is that their rational being is proven rational that in the sense that it corresponds to facts external to themselves. Right?
Okay, so
if you want to say that one psyche can just determine, right, like physical reality, that's fine. Or you say that it just has nothing to do with physical reality, then okay, I can identify myself as an H-64 attack helicopter, and
do you understand the
misappropriate what my shut up common sense. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're dumb. You don't understand science. Okay, so.
Yeah, I don't.
So can I ask you a question? You understand how the biological aspect of transgenderism actually works?
He doesn't need to.
But he's refuting it as evidence. He does need to, because he's saying that it's only in the psyche, which is not.
They're rejected. Why do you think you understand right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What?
Because we have God's revelation to guide us.
We have God's revelation ingrained in common sense, my dude. We don't need to look at a book to simply know that someone is either a woman or
Yes, you can.
But that's not what we're talking about.
It is what we're talking about. Literally.
No, I was talking about the biological actual affirmation of what transgenderism actually is, and you're like, well, we're talking about the Bible.
Okay, I didn't appeal to the Bible. Someone said, Max said, special revelation. I said, look, special revelation just affirms what is common sense concerning God's attributes in the empirical world.
Sure, we're talking about the empiricism in the empirical world from God's view, which is biological.
So, it's also a soul, right? The soul corresponds to that union between the self and the body.
Sure, if that's what you want to call it, sure. But the biology, when they actually do studies on it, shows that there is a difference between the male and the female brain.
I can't hear.
Does soul have a gender?
Fred, if common sense is talking, you can't hear both of you.
No problem, thank you. Where did I get to? And I'll try and keep it as brief as possible, sorry.
Just try the whole thing again.
Okay, so with the biology, there is actually a male brain and a female brain that can actually be tested and chemically tested, which is the biological aspect of transgenderism.
Yeah, so you're telling me that then, like, when you're born sexually a male, you're telling me that there's physically actually a female brain inside of a male body.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's
Show me a paper on that. Because that's loads.
There's loads. You can literally use Google Scholar.
No, I'm not going to go Google it. You have the burden of proof. You bring the burden of proof here.
You know he's wrong.
Yeah, that's stupid. Look, show me some papers. Show me some papers.
How many papers do you want me to put in chat?
You can send it to me and I'll pin it at the top.
Okay, give me 2 minutes.
You mentioned something, Jesse. You said about Saul. Does Saul have a gender in your religion?
Yeah. Well, the soul corresponds in the hypostatic union in its possession of a body, right? So psychologically, what you are corresponds. That's why you hit the brain and the soul.
Is your soul female, Jesse?
Not conscious.
Is your soul female, Jesse?
No. I'm saying the soul is defined by the predicates that it is presently in possession of.
Is your soul male?
Can I speak for the Jesse, please?
Okay.
If you don't mind the mic?
Yeah, go ahead, Abraham, but Brenda, you're not following.
Okay, Mr. Fred, you should make a differentiate between the soul and the body, because the body you can see and you can investigate what is truth or what's not, but the soul you cannot see. The soul is like God. It's like you asking me, is God female or male? I don't know.
I was saying that because Jesse mentioned Saul in his conversation with Common Sense, and I just wanted to understand what his opinion was about Saul, whether it was gendered or not. But furthermore, the Bible itself, I believe it's actually in the New Testament, yes, it describes believers in heaven as brides of Jesus, literally the wives of Jesus.
No, these are not literally, figuratively. It's an analogy.
Where's your epistemic argument?
It's not even a rebuttal. I don't need an epistemic argument for that. It's an analogy, dude.
And you know this why?
I don't even need to repeat it.
No, you need to support your claim.
Nothing that was brought up acted as a refutation of the claim. Look, I'm saying souls are not intrinsically gendered entities, right? But what the soul is. Oh my gosh. Again, if you're saying that, it's because you're not reading what that is. It is specifically an analogy. The rise of Christ means that the church, right? So for example, the church is. Paul argues specifically that the church is the bride of Christ. Does that mean then that the church, right, multiple individuals are just one female individual? Is that what that means? No!
But that's your interpretation. The text doesn't say that.
Okay, no, we're not getting into the human interpretation. We dealt with that a while ago.
But we have to. That's the whole point of epistemology.
For many reasons.
That's the argument, is that it's all interpretation.
For many reasons, your interpretation is unequivocally absurd and ought to be dismissed out of hand without me even having to give the reasons, which I can as to why it's wrong, because we study hermeneutics.
How can the church be the bride of Christ and the body of the Christ at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're thinking literal. That's why it's figurative, Rawl. It's an analogy.
It's kind of weird that you pick and choose when to interpret it literally and when to interpret it metaphorically.
Look, we can play the interpretation game if you guys want. I promise you're going to lose that battle.
It's not a game. There's no escape from interpretation with any text, religious or
We're
other.
not arguing that there's an escape from interpretation. We're arguing that some interpretations are ludicrous, because they are. And we can show that they are ludicrous, right? That's why the paper that's currently pinned at the top is pinned at the top, because various interpretations that have come up concerning Leviticus 18:22 and 20:13 are absurd, unequivocally and objectively.
Speaking of the papers, I sent you one.
Yeah, so let's go back to the
And Jesse, the paper above from Liberty University is an evangelical school, and it's hard to think this is like an objective, ruling on Leviticus 18:22. I'll try to find something from Jewish rabbis about it.
Yeah, well, that's just going to be the question then. Basically, there's just postmodern subjectivist interpretations where no individual interpretation is going to be objectively true unless you appeal to something like majority or consensus.
Well, there's also ancients interpretations of what was written back in the day, and maybe the Jewish scholars didn't understand the meaning of it back then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's exactly what the Corban rule was an interpretation of the law that Jesus condemned these individuals on. And he said, responding to them, that you know neither the Scriptures nor the power of God, for you are wrong, right? And gives the reasons as to why they're wrong. That reached all the way back to the first century. Okay? It doesn't matter how old the interpretation is, the interpretation can be wrong or it can be right.
Well, I'm going to have to sign off. I'm just going to say goodbye here. I appreciate the discussion. It didn't get too bad. I've certainly had worse. And I did my best. Hopefully people can continue this discussion. I'm in favor of people talking things out rather than the alternatives. And I hope I represented myself as well as possible. But I make mistakes, and I could be wrong. But it's 5:30 here, and I would like supper. And so I'll catch you all some other time.
Go eat, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. Have a good evening. Thanks for the conversation. I gotta have time to read this paper. You have to give me a minute. Common sense.
That's not it. We can just read the abstracts.
Sorry to cut you off earlier, Common Sense.
That's no problem. Everybody's talking. It's not a worry.
Nearly every religion out there is some component of working very hard to attain the favor and satisfaction of a deity. Whereas in this conception of Christianity, the deity is the only one capable of bringing satisfaction to himself by anyone who approaches him. And so this otherworldliness would seem to be consistent with a otherworldly religion of truth.
I guess I'm just not understanding what you're saying.
So, in other words, if a religion was going to be capital T true in the sense that God thought it up, you would not expect it to be like the vast majority of what passes for religion. You would assume that God would have
there's a God, he's a troll God, and he actually punishes those who are faithful and believe in gods by sending them to hell, and he rewards the ones who are skeptical and rational and don't believe in God. So those are the ones that actually go to heaven. So if you want to get into heaven, you shouldn't believe in God, and that's the trickster God, and that's the God that exists. That would excel amongst Christianity in the unique kind of standing out way that you're talking about. So when it came to that criteria, my religion would excel yours, right?
Well, I think then you would have to compare that religion with. So in Christianity, there's two forms of revelation, and Judaism and potentially Islam as well. But there's two forms of revelation. One is special revelation, which is the words of Scripture, which are claimed to be divine authored.
Wait, what does this have to do with it?
I'm going to bring it.
When it comes to that one criteria, would mine excel amongst all the others?
So I want to bring in, for instance, ancient Greek philosophy had a relatively Christian view of the nature of God in some ways, simply because of the second mode of revelation that Christianity teaches, which is nature itself.
So
nature. Okay.
You're going to answer the question about if mine would excel.
gender people is shifted away from their biological sex towards their
comes to that this one that's another criteria, whether or not it's a perfect being or whatever, right? You're trying to deflect.
Right.
You're talking about when it comes to the one criteria, and you're changing the subject.
Okay.
You're being rude.
I'm actually going to concede then, because I think you're right. In merely the sense that that is a unique being, then yes, it excels in that criteria. But then I was reading in
when it comes to that one criteria, my made-up God is more likely to be true than all the other gods, including Yahweh.
So I'm simply conceding in that one criteria.
Okay,
conception, that your conception is more unique. But I'm saying that these things exist.
You think that a religion is more likely to be true if the being posited is a perfect being? That's the inference? We're moving on to another criteria now. Because you failed the first one.
I wouldn't say I failed. I would say that Christianity still has the most.
Well, you conceded that mine is, when it comes to that one criteria, mine is more likely to exist than yours.
Merely in the sense that it's unique, I would say that you've excelled in its uniqueness.
Okay, so what's the next criteria that you think increases the probability that Christianity is true?
Well, I would say that in the midst of the other criteria, one of which is natural revelation. Historically, the Greeks came up with different understandings of what divine perfection was. And one of those things was divine simplicity. The idea that an all-perfect God would not have any change of being, that there would be no sort of like teeter-tottering like human beings have.
So what? How does that increase the probability that the Greeks made up that criteria, you said? So then Christianity posits that, therefore it's more likely that Christianity is true? That's the inference?
So I would say that that is another component, yes.
Why would that increase the probability that Christianity is true?
Well, so for instance, the idea that God reveals himself through nature would mean that it should be found in other cultures merely than Judeo-Christian, some components of the divine nature expressed by Christianity, if it were true.
I'm not understanding. Can you restate it? I don't understand.
Yeah. In other words, I, in test sample A, have a special secret knowledge of God. But some of that secret knowledge, if God is real, should be found in isolated test sample B. Because some of these things should be realized in more than just my special knowledge. Some of these things are realized in nature itself.
I'm not following.
So let's say, I have a prophet in my religion. The prophet gets a word from Yahweh. It says, "Thus says the Lord, I do not change." Okay? That particular knowledge can be derived in nature itself. The idea of an all-powerful being shouldn't be a sort of like, shouldn't be a creature that changes its mind flippantly.
Why?
That kind of thing can be conceived of merely by what is revealed in nature through logic and such.
But isn't conceivability subjective?
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you said there's going to be some evidence, and the criteria for measuring this evidence is going to be like the Greek idea of perfection, right? But the Greeks lived in a particular place and time, and so their concept of perfection